Hey HCG family, this is Mimi's HCG. This is second day of loading, and so I was going to check in and vlog about it. I loaded yesterday and got up this morning, weighed myself, had gained 2 pounds exactly, and so that's not too bad. I didn't feel like I really ate enough fat. Good fat things like I should have. I did make like homemade pancakes, which were surprisingly good because I haven't made pancakes and I don't know how long. And it seems like the last time I made them, they just weren't that great. I used to be a really good pancake maker back in the day, but I don't make them very often. So for me to make them yesterday and them to turn out pretty good, and my husband and my son ate them. They liked them, and made some bacon. So I only made 1 pack of bacon, and so I shared that with my husband and my son. So I got like about 4 pieces of the bacon, and that was it with my pancakes. And I had 4 pancakes. I had 2, the first 2 that I made, I ate, and the other 2, I ate them later on, maybe like a couple hours later, something like that. I had a cup of coffee with whipping cream in it and actually some Reddi-wip on top of it too, and then a couple of squirts of that in my mouth. You know, you shake the can when you're a kid and squirt the stuff in your mouth, and I still do that. I still do it when my grandkids are here, when my grandsons are here. If I got the stuff, I let them squirt that in Hershey's chocolate too in their mouth. So bad, 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 Mimi. But anyway, so I had that yesterday. My husband made me barbecue ribs, and I ate a bunch of them. Roasted sweet potatoes. I have, my daughter she's introduced us to vegetables, things that you had when you were a kid but you didn't want to eat. And I grew up in a family, we had salad at every meal. You know, we had Brussels sprouts, we had asparagus, we had lima beans, and those are disgusting. But anyway, my daughter, when she was pregnant, I believe with her first child, she craved sweet potatoes, and I didn't like sweet potatoes. They would make me gag. I would smell the ones that had the marshmallows and nuts and, you know, had all that they used to make for Thanksgiving. I would smell them, the candy sweet potatoes. They smelled good, but I could not eat them. But when she was pregnant, and I mean, she would just get the ones that were in the can, the yams in the can, and heat them up, and for some reason her dad and I started eating them. I mean, we were just like, and he didn't like sweet potatoes either, but she came up with a better and healthier alternative of sweet potatoes, and that's grilling, you know, or roasting them, and, you know, chopping them up in chunks, tossing them a little bit of oil, and putting some Cajun seasoning on them, and a little salt and pepper, and put them in the oven like at high heat, like at 425, and bake them for about 25 to 30 minutes. And I mean, I could eat those things like candy. I mean, I just really like them. And so I had some of those, and I like to dip them in homemade ranch dressing that I make with mayonnaise and sour cream, and I add my own spices to it. It tastes like ranch dressing. I put sriracha sauce in there. We did that because the other ranch dressing, the packs and the bottle you buy, had MSG in it. And so I just decided, I thought, you know, how hard can it be, you know, to whip this up and to make your own and add whatever you want to it, whatever spices that you like. So anyway, so I had that. And I was pretty stuffed. I can't remember. You know, it's like it's already a fog because you eat that stuff and your brain's like fogged out. Today I got up and warmed up. We had roast beef and noodles the day before that I had made, and so we had some of that for lunch, and also some more barbecue ribs. So I've had, I've had over a half a slab of ribs already today, and the roast beef and noodles, a yogurt but the yogurt was only 2% fat. So I already had it, so I had that. I had a cup of coffee with whipping cream in it, and also with like the Ready Whip spray in there. And so I've had that, and so far that's all I've had today. I've had some ate the rest of those M&M peanuts, and I'm feeling so ready for tomorrow. And I mean, everybody says that because it's so true. You're just ready. You're ready to give your digestive system a break, So that's what I'm ready for. Tomorrow I'm going to pick up some more produce, and I'd like to make one of those smoothies that I believe it was Miss Penny that was talking about her green smoothie, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try that. And I was just watching a movie on Netflix that my daughter had told me about earlier today called Food Matters. And so I was listening to that, and these are things you know that these vegetables, what's good for you. And it's my husband and our desire to have raise our food, be sustainable, have a garden the old-fashioned way, and do what we can. We live in, we're considered a city where we're at, but we have just a little under an acre, and we are getting ready to till up our front yard, backyard, and just use the space to grow food, for our family. If I could have chickens and have fresh eggs, I would do that. I'm still attempting. I think in where we live, which is considered city, we can actually have chickens, but it has to be like 500 feet from the door of your neighbors. So I don't know how that works. If you just keep the coop up, 500 feet away, but, hopefully just, you share a couple of fresh eggs. They're so good for you. And they are the perfect food for sure. So that, is what we want. I mean, we want to be able to raise our own fruits and vegetables, and do it free of pesticides, and eat healthy, and eat the right things. And I know that over the years that my taste buds have changed for things. Another thing that my daughter introduced us to was Brussels sprouts. Now, I grew up when we had Brussels sprouts, they were boiled to death, and they were disgusting. But my daughter roasts them, toss them with some olive oil, and roast them with salt and pepper. And I am telling you, they get brown. They're just good. I mean, it's just very pleasing to your taste buds. It's just like eating this vegetable for the first time. So that's what we want to do. So, but I was interested in this, making these kind of green smoothies. I know my daughter and my grandsons, they drink smoothies, green smoothies with stuff in them that they're not so pretty in the glass, and they like them. I mean, my daughter's introduced to her children these good foods, and they didn't have to work too hard to acquire a taste for it. They've just had it for so long that they just like it. That's what they know. So she's a good mom. So that's what I'm going to do. If I can have something like that, get up tomorrow, make me a hot cup of tea, energy tea, I wanted to, I'll drink that because I can drink tea without cream in it. I cannot do coffee without cream in it. So I won't be doing coffee. I will be doing the tea. And so hopefully this weight that I've gained, I mean, I put on a lot of, I was down to one day I weighed myself before I went into phase 3, I think was like 179, and the next day was 180. I could not stay in the 70s. So that was definitely a weight point there that I had weighed that at a time for a long period of time. And so I just couldn't. So when I started phase 3, I started it as like 180. And when I went into phase 3, I did good. I stabilized. I didn't have to do a steak day. I did not have to do any of that. You know, I got up, I stepped on the scale, and it was just like perfect. And I went into it, you know, fear and trembling because, you know, you just don't want to have to do it. You want to step on that scale and it remain the same and be able to stabilize. That's what you want in phase 3. That is the most important thing to do, is to stabilize in phase 3. So I did that. I was able to do that, and anyway, I didn't go back in, didn't finish up on phase 3 and go back into and do another round right away. And so time went on, and then I finally was going to start another round. I actually started taking HCG again, loaded again, did fine for a while. I think I actually went into phase 3 that time, and so I did okay. I stabilized too. I think I actually did like one steak day, but I didn't go back into, I didn't do another round. So what happened was you know, it messed with my head stepping on the scale, and here I had ate something I shouldn't have ate, or that wasn't good for me, or, you know, I don't know, went and ate some kind of Mexican something or other. So every day, each day went by, and each day I kept skipping the scale. And I was in denial about that scale. So I didn't want to step on it because I felt, well, as long as my clothes, and then it seems like you wake up one day and all of a sudden I have gained all of the weight back that I had lost. And that's what I did. So I do not want to do that again. And that's why I'm doing the vlog, because I do not want to go through this again. And this kind of helps keep me in check, even mentally, with what I'm doing or what I'm, you know, saying. So I'm always aware of it. I'm aware of what my self-talk is. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to tomorrow, my first day of very low-calorie diet. And I'm so glad to see all the new people that are starting this year with me, and all the new subs that I've got. Thank you so much. I appreciate all of your support, all of your wisdom, and just to have that, it's a big deal, and I appreciate it so much. So thanks to everybody for subscribing to me, and hopefully we'll be on this journey together, and we'll be success, and we will be the biggest losers. You know, the real ones, the ones that didn't have to do 8 hours on a treadmill and kill themselves and beat their joints up, and I mean, go through some terrible physical stuff. So I'm going to get off here because it just says my battery's going low. I don't want it to shut down. So thank you all very much, and I will talk to you tomorrow, and y'all have a good night. Goodbye.